Hi, this is Dominic from Paphos Life. You've probably heard about the devastating fires that hit the Paphos region yesterday and are still ongoing. So I went out this morning to do a bit of filming to give you a proper update. This is from Safi. The countryside around that has been pretty much devastated. I'm flying the drone here, but it's literally about 10 foot above my head, and I'm parked by the side of the road. I didn't venture any further than that with it, but you can see how close it came to most of the village. That's the main road. Right, let's have a look at where I think the fire started. This is an illegal dump between Polemi and Drinia. You see that upside down Y by the roads make, it's like in the cup of that. There used to be lots of rubbish there, so presumably something in that ignited, and it quickly spread up the hillside towards the village of Safi and Polemi. It eventually splits in two, the fire did, and we're going to follow it to the left-hand route first of all, where it went up to Safi. Now, there were fires here, was it last year or the year before, I can't remember, in that very narrow little gorge you can see there. And I remember the firefighters had big problems because it's in such a remote area. But they didn't spread very far. I think predominantly because yesterday there were terrible winds about, and that just did not help the situation at all. And I've seen it firsthand how quickly the fire spreads in such circumstances, and they've raced up this hill like nobody's business. You can still see that there's some smoke billowing. That's towards Hulu area, but we'll see more of that in a little while. But this area, I mean, as I said, there was a fire there a couple of years ago, and that soon recovered, so the countryside itself will recover fairly quickly. But it's just devastating for the local farmers and the homeowners that have been affected. Now we're looking at the other side where the fire split in two. That's towards Polemi. You can see how close it came to some of the houses here. And you'll also see the Dogs R Us is down there. And from what I heard, all the dogs were safe and they managed to be evacuated, which is good. To repeat, I filmed this at around 7:30 this morning. This is the only bit of film where the drone I gave like free rein, because at this point there weren't any helicopters or planes around. All the other footage I just parked somewhere, sent the drone 10 foot above me, rotated the drone, then landed it again, because there are just too many obstacles, so to speak. And the last thing I wanted to do was get in the way. This is on the other side of the main road from the graveyard in Polemi. It's just a sea of black, basically. And now I've come up to the top of the hill between Polemi and the Timbu. And I'm just rotating the drone in a little field here. The Timbu itself didn't get hit by the fire. It seemed to go just behind it and all along the valley there, in both directions towards Hulu and Lamona. At this point, I'd like to thank the fire brigade for doing such a tremendous job in getting the fire under control, and the conditions must have been terrible, so they've done a really good job and we're very, very grateful. This is the scene between Memphis Hills and Calapea. I filmed this also last night and the hills were ablaze then, but now it's all a lot more under control, though there are pockets around Hulu and between Polemi and the Timbu that are still on fire. Sorry, I've got a cat in the background who desperately wants to go outside, but he's not allowed. This is the final shot up in Ayos Dimitrianos. showing me what it's like beyond the bounds of the fire. So hopefully a place like Panaya will remain unaffected. If you've been hit by this fire, you have our deepest sympathies, and stay safe, everybody.